This isn't going to be a super long video, but I just wanted to do it because A, we got some brand new, stunning, gorgeous looking artwork from a trailer that GW showed off, and I just think it looks fantastic, so I wanted to kind of have a look at it and talk about it. And also because B, I think there may be a little bit of a sneaky hint and tease at some upcoming releases in the artwork, so again, I really wanted to talk about that too. And so over on Warhammer Community today, we got to this article that talks about the Space Marines and building them and painting them and just kind of getting people introduced to the forces of the Adeptus Astartes, but they gave us this trailer as well, and one part in particular of the trailer they showed off really stood out for me, and that is this particular picture of the Dark Angels that we can see on our screen now. Now, as I said at the start of the video, this artwork is just awesome. It's brand new as far as I can tell, and I think it is just brilliant. It really kind of encapsulates everything I love about the Dark Angels. I love the whole look of the ships flying around in the background, the Marines marching off in tandem to war, the silhouettes of all those tanks and dreadnoughts, and then we even get a good look at old Master Lazarus of the 5th Company there on the right hand side. But the big thing is front and center, right in the middle, is that rather ominous looking chaplain. And I say ominous, but this guy, he's not just your standard run-of-the-mill chaplain, he is not just your standard run-of-the-mill interrogator chaplain. That is the Dark Angel's Master of Repentance himself, Asmodai. And yes, if you aren't familiar with Dark Angel lore or anything like that, you may just think it is just a artistic design of a chaplain, but to me, this is clearly 100% meant to be Asmodai. He's got the classic face mask and hood alongside that green sort of chest trim. He's got his Crozius and the skull-winged motif shoulder pad that he has, and even his backpack. I'm going to show his miniature as well so you can see, like, every part of this image aligns with the model that Asmodai has. Even his backpack, as I was about to say, is that classic skull and brazier design on top that he currently has. There is just no doubt in my mind at all that this is meant to be specifically Asmodai. And that, to me, indicates that possibly he might be playing a big part in the long-rumoured upcoming Dark Angels rebranding and story that is going to be a big part of 10th edition. We've been hearing rumours about it for a long time, and it seems weird that they would design some artwork based around it and presumably for it with Asmodai front and centre if he wasn't going to at least be playing some part in it. And if that is the case and he is going to have a big part in this overarching story, then will he be getting a brand new model? Because of course, if he is getting a brand new model to go along with it, 99% certainty it is going to be Primaris size, because most Marine models they do now are of course Primaris. So is this image, is this artwork giving us another tease at a new redesign of a classic Dark Angels character? And I think it's going to be really interesting because Asmodai is one of the characters that I think most people weren't really thinking would be the first or the next after Azrael Dark Angel character to get a new model and a re-release. In the lore, he's pretty much the least likely character to ever embrace crossing the Rubicon as well. Asmodai is staunchly old school and conservative and, you know, utterly resistant to anything new or that he would consider heretical, which the Primaris Marines he kind of does. So I'm really intrigued to see what this storyline is. Why is Asmodai with the Lazarus and the 5th Company? Because that doesn't normally indicate things are going well if they've got Asmodai around. And how is he going to get injured and potentially get the Primaris treatment if that is going to happen in this story? So there's a lot, I think, to unpick from this image, but I think it is blatantly clear because they've designed this artwork, they've commissioned this artwork, and he is such a prominent part of it, that Asmodai is almost certainly going to be getting a new model, and I think it is going to be Primaris. But to play devil's advocate to myself, he may not. There are still some older Firstborn models in this picture. we see some tanks that look like they are rhinos in the background, and if you look just behind Lazarus and Asmodai, there is a classic old school dreadnought rather than the new Redemptor style. So maybe this is just some artistic license. They wanted to add Asmodai in. Maybe he is in this story and this upcoming campaign, but he's keeping his current model for now. And this was just a piece of cool artwork that they really wanted to design and show off. However, I do think it would be odd for GW to not take the chance to redo him if he is playing a part in this story. They will obviously want to do it to sell a load of new models. And then also there is the fact that Asmodai is currently resin, so GW will of course definitely want to update his model to plastic sooner or later, so why not do it now if he is taking a part in this campaign? It just seems to me to be too coincidental to have Asmodai as this prominent focus in the image, and knowing what we know, or at least knowing the rumours that we know, that there is this big-ish Dark Angel revamp coming in 10th edition, it's just a bit too coincidental for me to think that this wasn't intentionally done to show us who is going to be next from the First Legion to be getting an updated model. But that isn't all this image shows, I don't think. The rumours also talk about the big Dark Angel refresh getting a new kit for Belial, potentially, which does tie in with him getting horrifically injured in the Arcs of Omen campaign by Angron. But then alongside the rumour of a new Belial, there is also rumours of a brand new set of Dark Angel specific Terminators in the form of their Deathwing squads and their Deathwing Knights getting a release too. And if you look to the left in that picture, there is a Terminator. And yes, we've seen Terminators before, even in their new upsized form, but this Terminator is slightly different from anything we've seen from the post-Leviathan Terminators because he has got a storm shield in his left hand. So is this also our first look at the newly redesigned and resized Assault Terminators? Because as I said, we did get the ranged Terminators in Leviathan, but we haven't seen hide nor hair of the Assault Terminator variants, which are a big, if not bigger, kind of option of the regular Terminators. Like, everyone loves Assault Terminators, the Lightning Claws and the Thunderhammer Storm Shields, so they are obviously coming at some point, and I think this may well be our first look at them, and I do think that this is potentially going to be coming alongside the Dark Angel refresh, so the Dark Angels will get their own unique box that lets you build the regular Deathwing Terminators, the Deathwing Command Squad, and the Deathwing Knights like they have now as their own unique kit. But then on top of that, there will potentially be a separate box which now includes the regular Space Marine Assault Terminators for the rest of the chapters out there. And again, I think just on the balance of probability, the fact that they've put that Terminator in here, it's almost too intentional to think otherwise that there won't be a new Assault Terminator kit coming alongside the Dark Angel refresh, or at least kind of around the same time, that will tie in with those Dark Angel specific Terminator units coming alongside the Dark Angel refresh and either a Primaris Belial or a Primaris Asmodai, or fingers crossed, maybe even both. So that's going to be it for this video. I just think this artwork is really fantastic and I love it, but I do think there are potentially two big teases in here as to what we may see in the Dark Angel rumoured refresh and coming new model wise in the near future, and that is potentially Primaris Asmodai and our first look at the upscaled Assault Terminators. But as always, I'd love to know what you think. Is this image a double bluff? Is it just showing regular old school Asmodai and they just think he looks cool? Or do we now have a reasonably solid guess that Asmodai may be joining the ranks of the Primaris sometime early next year? And if so, will he also be coming alongside some brand new Deathwing Terminators too? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.